I'm going to tell you this much. How about we just have personal responsibility this year? I say this every year, and I'm probably say it every year, but maybe instead of sitting around looking for someone to blame, quit being a snowflake and, I don't know, do something about it. Good evening, everybody. Klutz here from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. Tuning in with you for the May edition of Comments and Beer. Once again, Comments and Beer is the monthly comment show where I run down the YouTube comments that I've received in the past month. I give some answers to them and talk about just, I guess, boring things about my motorcycle blog. So I thank you for stopping by this very discount, very low budget, very crappy motorcycle vlog. You have a choice in motovlogs, and well, you decided to choose mine. So if you haven't left already, hey, thanks for staying, and give me 25 minutes, all right? Just give me 25 minutes. Maybe you'll be all right. If it sucks after 25 minutes, you don't want to watch me again, you don't have to watch me again. I promise you. So sometimes before we get to the comments, I do a little bit of a rant, you could say. And well, this month's rant, and I'm going to do a little bit of it in the upcoming video next week, but part of that video is where I talk about it's that time of year again where you get the stupid memes, as in, the clippings are going to kill you, and, the instead of telling somebody how dangerous a motorcycle is, hang up your phone and pay attention and look twice for a bike. All them stupid things, the memes where the season where, well, now everybody's got to worry about your safety as a motorcyclist because you choose a motorcycle over a car. Well, I'm going to tell you this much. How about we just have personal responsibility this year? I say this every year, and I'm probably say it every year, but maybe instead of sitting around looking for someone to blame, quit being a snowflake and, I don't know, do something about it. Because here's the thing. People are going to text and drive. People are going to mow grass clippings onto the road. And that is a jerk move, and I'm not arguing that. But, you can control how you respond to it. You can sit there and complain about it and whine about it, or, I don't know, you can learn to be a better rider. I don't know, pay attention to what the road's going on. Maybe be aware that, hey, there's people that live here and keep their grass short. Someone's probably going to blow some grass clippings onto the road. People in traffic just assume they're texting and driving. They're not paying attention to you. How about that? Get better at riding, practice emergency stopping, maybe learn how to use road strategy instead of just going, I have no control in traffic. You have a lot of control in traffic. Work on that. How about that? So stop being the victim. It doesn't do any good. Ask any I would say any car owner that does not ride a motorcycle and thinks they're stupid, and they all think the same thing. I can guarantee you they all roll their eyes when they see the motorcycle meme about, paying attention to what you're doing. I can guarantee you they really roll their eyes when they see the grass clippings are going to kill us poor motorcyclists. They don't care. They don't give a crap about it, okay? So, and frankly, we're the ones that are choosing to ride maybe a not ideal form of transportation. We're choosing to ride something that doesn't give us any protection as far as being encased in the car. Doesn't really give us a seatbelt or nothing like that. We're kind of in control of that. We choose to do that. So maybe instead of, like I said, being a whiny little baby about it, maybe just deal with it and move on. How about that? That's what I recommend you do. But anyways, that rant's over. You'll hear more next week. But anyways, let's get to I just about forgot. This is called Comments and Beer. And last month I hosed you because I gave you comments and coffee instead of comments and beer. Well, this month I've delivered again. What I have here is approximately 32 ounces of ice cold, what they call the $7 machete. It's from Woodland Republic in Rapid City. And ironically, so the ABV is 7.7%. IBU is 87, so it definitely tastes like an IPA. And Yeah, you can, ironically, it's called the $7 machete. However, if you buy a 12-ounce bore at Woodland Republic, it's $6. But for a crowler, it's $14. So, but it's not the $7 machete story. Essentially, sounds like the owner was in Walmart or some store like that with their kid, and they wanted to buy a machete, toy machete that was $7. Hence, sounds like a beer title. So, yep, this one's from Woodland Republic, one of my favorites. I would definitely recommend checking them out. One of the best things about them in Rapid City is they're one of 2 breweries. They're actually pretty close to downtown Rapid City. So it's right by 5th Street. If you're in Rapid City and you're trying to figure out where it's at, just look for that. There's a big elevator there. Geez, I probably gotta explain some of you what an elevator is. Basically, an elevator is a tall building. It's basically a tall, kind of just square building in the middle of nowhere. They're usually by railroad tracks because they handle grain. And, well, railroad's an important part of grain. So, basically, look for the big elevator in downtown Rapid City, right near 5th Street. It says, in big letters, AB's right on top of it, ABYS. If you can find that elevator, that building in Rapid City that says that, guess what? Woodland Republic is right by it. Wow. They filled this one full. But anyways, that one's fresh off the tap about, oh gosh, it was about an hour ago it came off the tap. So, sounds like a good one. And like I said, it is a good one. And I will warn you this, if you are going to Woodland Republic, if you got a smaller form of transportation, that would be best. Because they don't have a lot of room in their parking lot between them and AB's, which is the elevator bar right beside it. So, not a lot of room there. So, it might be a good one to walk to as well if you're staying in downtown Rapid City. All right, enough of this. Let's talk about some comments. So, comment number 1. This comes from Paul Brinker, 4973. And this comment is on My Favorites Rides episode I did from Wind River Canyon in Wyoming. And he says, thanks for sharing. I appreciate your comment, Paul. Also, I appreciate the fact that you leaving the comment on that video. It kind of brought me back to making that video, and that was a pretty fun trip. That was a fun trip, right? It would have been August of 20. And took a little trip basically took the long way to the other side of the Bighorns through Casper, and Wind River Canyon's why I come up through. It's actually just south of Thermopolis, Wyoming. So if you happen to be in Thermopolis, which you might be because, well, they've got famous hot springs there. Also, they have a state park there. I think it's Hot Springs State Park in Wyoming. The hot springs are part of the state park. So if you happen to be in Thermopolis or Casper or near that area, check out Wind River Canyon. It's not a very long canyon, but it is a pretty cool canyon. And like I said, I recommend checking out for sure. Okay, so another comment, and this is actually from Comments and Beer, but it was actually Comments and Coffee last month. I originally had it titled March for over a month, and well, that was dumb of me. I didn't realize that till last month. So you might have left this comment on Comments and Beer for March 26th, but it was actually in April. You probably understood it. Once again, those great high quality work that I do here. All right, so this one's from the Z-Man Z28. He's left several comments before, so I thank you again for being a subscriber and staying with us and also commenting on videos. I very much appreciate that. So this is what he says. An idea for when the season is over? Yep, not officially motorcycle video technically, but in the winter, hop in your vehicle and film the rides in your cage after a blizzard or just snowpacked. Show the viewers what Sturgis and other popular spots look like under snow. And I think that would be a great idea. And you made the comment about not officially motorcycle video technically. That has never stopped me. You've been here long enough to know that doesn't stop me on anything. It might be a Sodak motorcycle vlog, but I mean, there was one video where, half of it we were kayaking in a cave in the dark. So very much not motorcycle content. But I actually think that would be a good idea for episodes, and that would be a good use of some winter shows too, because obviously things look completely different when it snows. So, and you know, that may be maybe here this next winter we can get a good snowstorm out of it. I can get up there pretty quick after it, and we can take a look, and I can show you what it looks like in Sturgis. I think another cool one would be to show you what the Badlands look like too. I've never been out there after a snowstorm, but I can imagine they'd be pretty cool as well. So I definitely appreciate your idea, and if we do make this video, you know, I'll have to if I remember to and I write it down, hopefully I'll remember. I'll have to send you a shout out when we make that video. Special thanks to the Z-Man Z28 for the inspiration, because it was something I never thought of before, honestly, until I read that comment. I got thinking, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. So thanks for your comment. Appreciate your support. Oh, all right. Another one from last month's comments and beer. And this is from Memphis on a Shark 3 weeks ago. And he says, I refuse to comment on this video, with laugh and crying, which, I mean, come on. We know you can't resist commenting on videos. They're old Memphis on a Shark. And ironically, let's see what the next one says. And there it is, Memphis on a Shark. Another comment from the same video. And he says, regarding the bun burner comment, my wife did the bun burner gold by starting in Chicago, circling Lake Michigan, returning to Chicago, then headed west into Iowa, then back home. The point, slow. Made it with 8 minutes to spare. Take those interstates. Absolutely right. Yes, you want to be on highways where you can minimize the amount of time that you're stopped, and you don't think about it, but man, when it starts getting to that, and I especially noticed this when I did my bun burner gold. Well, yeah, she did a bun burner gold too. So yeah, doing that bun burner gold, you really it really creeps up on you in a hurry for sure. And it was really good to, you know, it's really nerve-wracking, especially get towards the end. You're like, am I going to make it or I'm going to not? When I did mine, I got stuck in a thunderstorm, had to wait under a bridge for about 20 minutes to go, and that just almost derailed the whole darn thing. So it's definitely stressful when you're getting to, when the clock's starting to tick down on you for sure. But yeah, that was definitely, I had circling Lake Michigan, definitely a tough route, because just from my limited geography understanding, yeah, you got interstates on the south side of the lake, but there's a point in Michigan where you all of a sudden punch off and there's no interstate left, and it's just regular old highways again, and that definitely can take some time. And then when you get on the other side, going around on the Upper Peninsula, you get on Highway 2, same deal. It's just regular old 2-lane highways. You're going through towns. Those all slow you down for sure. You don't really pick up the interstate again until you get past, Green Bay, until you get to Green Bay. So yeah, definitely a challenge for sure, but I give her props for doing it on not just interstate, because like I said, it was all interstate, and I had 80 mile per hour speed limits for at least half the route through South Dakota, and it was 70 once we got into Wisconsin. But still, it was really tough to make my time. I might have had to go a few miles per hour over the speed limit, and I even did that from the start. Problem with that was, when I first started, I was going reality probably 5-10 over the speed limit, so we're like 85 or so. What was it? Yeah, we're going about 85, 90. Here's the problem though. Gas mileage is a thing. And especially on Gold Wings, they really don't like it when, especially even because the 1800s, they really don't like it when you get up over 70. They're okay at 75, but once you get 80, 85, they really don't like, they kind of suck up the fuel. They're not as bad as the 1500. The 1500 really hated it once you got over 65. But anyways, so I had to actually stop a little bit early on one of my stops because, well, I was going into a headwind, southeast wind. I was going towards the east, meaning I was basically having headwind blowing on me the whole time. So I had to stop about 30 miles short of where I wanted to originally stop, but it's a good thing I did, because when I put in my fuel, I figured basically the mileage between, and when I put in my fuel, if I remember right, a Gold Wings got a 6.6 gallon tank, and I think I put in Well, I think I put in 6.2 gallons, or it was like six, or no, yeah, it was 6.2 gallons I put in. So, and with the mileage and the mileage rate I was doing, there's no way I make it to that second stop. So that's another thing to think about as well. But my props to her, especially doing that for sure. That was a great run. And for doing it where you did. Although, one more thing I will say about if you can stay up for 24 hours straight and kind of manage it, sometimes slower is better where you can just get a good steady rate the whole time. But yeah, for sure, the highways make a difference. The stops also make a difference. I would guess from hearing that run, I would guess your wife did a really good job of making sure her stops were short and sweet for sure. Because that's another part where you can really make up time is stop time. All right. Hey, the spider comment. We can do the let's see, the 318 spider comment bell. And I probably forget to put the bell in. All right, this is a three-wheel thing is getting out of hand from my Sturgis 2024 demos. Them videos perform well for sure. This is from Sheila Simons, 817, 2 weeks ago. And she writes, we have a 24 Spider RTL, Sea to Sky, and 21 Riker A600. We love them. So, and I will say this, I don't find a lot of Spider owners are like, God, you know what? I hate this thing. Pretty much every Spider owner I meet, I talk to, they absolutely love those things. And they really do have quite the cult following nowadays. And like I said, I can understand why. They're a very awesome machine, for sure. Regardless of what anybody says about, no, they're not a motorcycle, whatever, like, all that crap. You know what? They're, to me, the best purpose-built trike that there is available on the market. And you're going to save probably 20 grand just buying one that's straight up triked and triked with the wheels up front than you will triking out what you got. But awesome. We got another spider comment. I think we've had one in every video since then. Those videos are performing very well. Honestly, it's kind of too bad that I'm not really in the market for a spider right now, but because I feel like if I were to go full spider and make this like a spider channel, I think it would do really well. Because you don't see a lot of spider content out there. And I think, granted, it's not like everybody and their dog's a spider owner, but I feel like with these videos, I tapped like an untapped market for sure. And I don't know, it would be kind of cool if I could get some more spider content in. And maybe I just need to try to get a hold of a spider so I can get some more spider content. Because I think that would be pretty cool, and I think the Spider Mafia would very much appreciate it. All right, and next comment. It's loading a little slow because I'm on my OneDrive. Still loading. Still loading. There we go. All right. So comment. This is from Let's Ride. That would be the second video I did this season. And this is from Carolyn Lewis, E6X, which, if you haven't figured out, may or may not be related to me. Well, let's be honest. She is related to me. I'll let you figure out how the relation. But, and she writes, enjoy. And I tell you what, Carolyn, we did. We absolutely enjoyed it. It's always fun to get out on that first ride of the year. Nothing, in my mind, I feel like that first good ride of the season you take, I think that's one of the best rides you're going to take this season. Because it just, where you live in a place where we live, where there's a distinct not riding season, and you have other things going on. But that first time you can get on the highway, crack the throttle open, and just have some fun, it ain't nothing like it. And for those of you who live in places where you never have an off season, you will never understand that feel for sure until you move to the north and you understand that, yep, you got to live through a winter as well. So, but yes, that was an absolutely awesome ride for sure. And next. All right. Hey. Oh, never mind. It's a different video there. Mr. Memphis on a shark. So another one from Let's Ride. This one is from Memphis on a Shark. And he says, I saw that you had a snowy 29-degree day after this ride video. Is that common there? When can you usually get the bike out and keep it out? Honestly, around here, and everybody says their weather's crazy here, and our weather is no different. I've seen everything from, I've ridden my motorcycle on 80-degree days in January. But I've also seen, 5-6 inches of snow dump on us 3 days before Memorial Day. I have actually driven in snow, like snow that was hard to drive through on the day before Memorial Day. Like the weather can get very crazy around here. Part of that is, especially here in the hills, because we're at a higher elevation. Where I'm talking to you here, we're at about, my Garmin says I'm 3526. That's probably give or take a couple hundred feet. So we're up over 3,000 feet here. And we got, you can't see it, but basically right behind me as I'm looking at you here, we have probably one of the coolest backyards in the country, which is called the Black Hills. But it's also just a little tiny mountain chain in the middle of nowhere. So we go up over 7,000 feet for a few of our peaks. So that also completely really messes with our weather. It's kind of like a mini Front Range. So if you know anybody that lives down in like the Front Range of Colorado, it's kind of a mini effect to kind of what that is. We are a little bit colder in Colorado because we're further to the north. So it makes for wild, crazy stuff. Springtime is you see a lot of springtime where it's 80 degrees on a Sunday. Great day for a ride. 2 days later, we got 2 feet of snow on the ground and no one can go anywhere. Like, it's a lot of stuff like that. We've had snow on Labor Day before. A decent amount of snow. I'm trying to think I can't remember who the motor vloggers are. I can't think of their names right now. Maybe if I remember to, I'll put it on the screen. But in 2020, it was in 20. In 2020, we had over Labor Day weekend, on Labor Day Monday, I think we had a couple inches of snow down here. Up in the hills, up in Deadwood where I stayed, I think they had like 8 to 10 inches. And they were on their bikes. And they were stuck. The weather is just kind of crazy around here. It's just the way it is. I would say for me, usually getting the bike out and keeping it out. Now, it's changed a little bit because it sits under a carport most of the year now. That definitely changes things. But back when, I'd say if it was sitting in a shed and coming out, usually about the beginning of May is usually when it comes out and stays out. Anywhere from about the third weekend of April to May was usually when it come out and stay out. Now this year, it is under a carport, but I also have a motorcycle cover that completely encloses it, and we have not completely taken that cover off yet. I'm thinking here maybe next week or so. It kind of depends on what the weather is too, because usually I will check in and see what the long range is. And I wanted to do it about a week ago, but then I looked at what the weather is coming up for April and May, and we got some nice warm days, but also got a couple mid 40 degree days, lows in the 20s overnight, like stuff that you get any moisture with that, we're going to get snow with it. So usually for me, it's when the coming out to stay for the year is usually when I start riding it to work. And that's anywhere from the last weekend of April till, the second, third week of May. It just kind of depends on the year, what I feel in my gut, and kind of how things are setting. So that's just how that goes. But yeah, I guess the weather is never boring. That's for sure. Just like most places. All right. And, we got a reply. Oh, what do you know? A reply from my subscriber, from one of my members, and I dropped the ball once again on their membership deal. This is from K93T3Y, and they say, if you play it right some years, it will be nice enough to ride a day each month all year. But consistently, March to October is pretty easy to achieve. And that's absolutely right. Because we'll usually, by the time you hit March, there's enough nice warm days between. Even if you do have a good snowy day, we're high enough here that usually it's gone within a couple days. And October's kind of the same way. It's still early. It's still early enough where, yep, we might get a good snowy day, but 3 days later it'll warm up and the snow will be gone. I'd say March, October is a pretty good description of what it is here for sure. But yeah, it's always fun. It's always interesting. Never boring, that's for sure. All right. Ooh, this is one. It's from my new gear, my Thrash and Supply Potrero. I probably said it wrong. Shorty vest, new motorcycle vest I bought. This is from Easy QUIE RUIZ S9K. It's from 8 days ago. And he or she says, "Hey, awesome video. I'm totally getting this vest because of your video. Should I size up if I plan on wearing a hoodie or another jacket underneath?" Absolutely. If you're wearing something underneath it, size up. Go with what you think, size up for sure, because it runs a little small. I know they say on the website it's true to size, but it, like I said in that video, you know, you'll run. Like I bought a 2X because, you know, going with where they said it basically, if you want to wear something underneath, size up. So I did. I normally wear a 1X, but even with the 2X, it's tight. Like there's a part of me kind of a little bit thought maybe a 3X might have been a better deal, but where it helps me out, being that I ride with a bike with a fairing, I don't necessarily have to have the thing zipped up. So if I'm like, especially if I'm wearing it under like my riding jacket, absolutely, it's almost too tight. But sweatshirt and Dixon flannel, not too bad. But I would say, whatever your normal vest size is, if you're buying this and you want to wear something underneath, absolutely go a size up. Excuse me again. Absolutely go a size up for sure. I feel like even if you went 2 sizes up, you probably wouldn't be too crazy, but I'd say at least consider going a size up for sure. But I think it's going to be a great vest, but it wears tight, and I think it's that way by design. You know, because obviously, you know, you're riding a vest on a bike, you don't want things flopping around. I think that's a big part of it. But yeah, anyways, yeah, absolutely. I would say definitely size up, bud. Okay. All right, I think this is my last one. Yes, this is the last one. And what do you know? It's another comment from one of my spider videos. I'm telling you, those videos are they're not my most popular videos, but they're solid performers for sure. Like I said, I think I found maybe an underserved market for the 3-wheeler people. The Spider Mafia, as I call them. I don't know if they call themselves that, but you know what? That's what I'm going with. I'm going to call you the Spider Mafia. So, from the Spider Mafia, this 3-wheel thing getting out of hand, Surge Rally 2024 demos. This is from Jeremy 8829. And he says, the wrapping was the best. And with the 100, the emoji with the dude head over his hand going, "What the hell is this?" And the laughing with crying eyes. Yep. Well, you know me, I'm like, you know, such a good rapper for sure. Well, let's put it this way. I have all the rapping talent of a kid that grew up on a farm in eastern South Dakota and didn't even live in town. So just think about that with your rap talent and you'll understand, yeah, I have absolutely none at all. But hey, here's the thing. Because I remember that, and I kind of included that in the video, because it was fun. Because you know what? I just enjoy, when I find a something that I enjoy, and I can get into, man, it's just so much fun to get into it. It's so much fun to just sit there and just sing and just enjoy things. And I'm very much a singer in the car. I'm not a singer in the shower, but I'm a singer in the car, and I'll belt everything. I'll sit there and try to rap to Too Short. I have found, like I said, I'll sit there and I'll rap the, Too Short or Eminem or something like that. And obviously rap's kind of hard because you're like, but But I tell you what, man, you put a George Strait song, any kind of old country song on there, I can sing really good. I struggle on the metal songs a little bit. It's mostly just, I'll scream out the little part, catch my breath, scream out another part, catch my breath. Especially if I'm trying to sing like Mudvayne or something. Mudvayne's really tough to sing because a lot of their lyrics are really kind of intricate, but they're, the simple part of it, I sing on that. But yeah, I very much sing on a lot of times. When I'm on a bike, especially if I'm by myself, man, it's lots of singing. Although it's kind of problematic when I'm in a place where I need my GPS. Because to make my GPS work, I turn on my intercom. Well, I have my intercom on, well, then I have my microphone on, meaning when I do my crappy singing with the Senna disconnect, I'll sit there and I'll be having like crappy singing come back, about a second after I say it. So that really makes things fun and interesting for sure. But yeah, glad I could provide you some entertainment. It's funny because a few years ago I had a comment of like, make that crap stop. Well, sorry, bud. I enjoy doing it. And I really want to do my best to kind of convey, okay, here's what's really going on. Now, there is some stuff I will cut out, but for the most part, I'm really trying to convey when I'm doing my videos kind of my actual legitimate thoughts. And for me, a good way to tell if I'm having a good time, am I poorly singing to songs? If I'm sitting there trying to sing songs, I'm having a good time. Because if I'm not having a good time, I'm generally not singing songs. And for the most part, when I'm on a bike, I'm always singing songs. So that just goes to show you how much fun I have riding a motorcycle. And I'm not saying I have any more fun than anybody else, because riding motorcycles is fun. It doesn't matter who you are. It is just something fun and awesome to do. And I think more people should do it for sure. And frankly, I think just life in general, try your best to enjoy the things of it you can control. There's a lot of crap in this world that sucks right now. And I'll be the first to admit, there's a lot about the world right now I don't like at all. At all. Absolutely not. Do not like it. Many days where I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I even bothering? Like those kind of thoughts. Like, why am I bothering even trying to do the right things? Because there's a lot of just crap right now. But there's a few things I can control. One of the things I can control is being on a bike and just letting go and having fun. And those little things that I just enjoy and I absolutely love. And just trying to seek those out and enjoy the hell of them. Because you know what? Anytime you pick one of these up, well, you want to sap some positivity from your life, just pick up one of those stupid things. That'll kill everything that's good for sure. But things like this, riding motorcycles, it's summertime, so paddleboarding at the lake, laps at the pool, working out, things like that I enjoy. Like those are just those little things that are like, yep, I'm going to seek them out. I'm going to enjoy them because you know what? The world, I'd say most everybody right now needs something that can kind of help them get their mind out of things. And I'm not saying that, to just put your blinders into the world and not care what's going on. There's a lot of crap in this world going on, and a lot of it I don't like. But, sometimes you just got to take time to enjoy some of the little things in life. And, well, for me, motorcycling is a big part of it. Riding fun stuff is a little part of it. Doing test drives at Sturgis is very much a little part of it for sure. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. Obviously, I was going somewhere. I think I kind of lost in translation. But either way, thanks for your comment. I very much appreciate it. And that is all we have for comments. I'd like to thank you for stopping by the Sodak Motorcycle blog. We make weekly motorcycle shows. They come out every Thursday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. If you don't know what Mountain Time is, figure out what Denver time is. Because we're on the same time as Denver. So, if it's Thursday, it's 7 p.m. in Denver, Colorado. Guess what? A new Sodak Motorcycle blog video has dropped. So, check them out then. If you don't want to try to figure out that math, when you subscribe to the Sodak Motorcycle blog, hit the bell notification icon. It will send you a notification anytime a new video comes out. If you don't want to wait for when the actual proper release date of a video is and you want to watch them beforehand, I would recommend that you consider subscribing to the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. For only $2.99 a month, you get priority access to videos, meaning when I upload a video, you can watch it right away. That comes in handy, especially in the fall, when I might have videos out for 4 or 5 months at September, and you can't see any of them because they all say members first. But if you're a member of Sodak Motorcycle Blog, you can watch them whenever the heck you want. Also, you get a little Sodak Motorcycle Blog logo by your name when you comment on videos, so that way, excuse me, I know that, yep, you're a Sodak Motorcycle Blog member. Also, if you leave an original comment on a video, I guarantee, or I do my best to guarantee, that you will get a response within 48 hours right there on the video for like that comment about the vest. If you were a Sodak Motorcycle Blog member, guess what? You would got my response within 48 hours right on the video instead of having to wait for this video to come out. But anyways, that's all I'm going to talk about that. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you dislike the video, hit the dislike button. Feel free to leave a comment. I encourage you to leave a comment because that's what powers this show. And other than that, take care of yourself. Have a good day. And we'll see you next time. Once again, I'm Clutch from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. And we'll see you later.